It's time to get excited. It really is actually genuinely time to get excited. I genuinely didn't know how I would feel by the end of the season. There's part of me that's um, quite delighted now that we are going to see the back of a specific style of football again. You'll have seen from my video last night that I'm appreciative of what David Moyes has brought to me as memories of supporting my club. But disappointed that we've not got European football because I've become accustomed to that. We've become accustomed to that. And that definitely does bring some form of excitement. And I'm also very aware that changing things doesn't mean guaranteed success. But what it does mean is that change is coming, and change is something that we as fans feel that we've needed for such a long time. And in that change means that we don't necessarily know the direction that we are looking to go in. Now, the one consistent thing that I've mentioned, and Russ has mentioned, and everyone probably in the whole wide world of West Ham have mentioned, is the one consistent thing that West Ham have got right now is Tim Steidten. So we know Tim Steiden's doing his due diligence, he's got his team in place, and they're all doing their work for the players. The one thing we don't have right now is the official confirmation, which is, the worst kept secret in football, that Julian Lopetegui will be coming into West Ham as the head coach. And I think Tim will obviously do as much research and homework on what Julian Lopetegui and whether or not conversations have taken place between them about the kind of direction of what he wants to do and the style of play he wants to play. That Tim will be doing his work to bring in the best recruits he possibly can. And really, what this means is that Tim gets his hands on West Ham in the full entity. Now, with David Moyes and probably most of the backroom staff leaving the club, it just means that Tim's became the kind of central focal point. This is now where Tim starts his work. This is now the moment that Tim starts to prove his worth, even though I think he has proven his worth. But this is really where the focus pulls in on Tim Steidten, the technical director, coming in and doing his job and wrapping his hands up and putting his stamp on the authority of the situation at West Ham. And that's exciting. You can't deny that's not exciting. He's got a good track record already with some of the players, Alvarez, Kudus, just to name a few. And you can imagine if we're looking at bringing in some other fantastic talent throughout the whole of Europe and worldwide football, and he brings in a couple of gems very similar, then that will be exciting. We've got an exciting summer. We really do. Even though we've not got European football for next year, it's exciting to see what direction we're looking at going in, what kind of players we're looking to bring in. Now, we've been here, done this, wore the t-shirt several times before when we've got rid of a manager. For example, David Moyes. This is the second time we're getting rid of David Moyes. And we brought in the likes of Pellegrini and we gave him a bit of a war chest and decided to spend money willy-nilly on, 9-ish players just to remind you, Nordveit, Fenguli, Gokantor, etc., etc. But they didn't necessarily work out. But for me, there was that element of going, we're just buying players for the sake of buying players because we needed to buy players. We needed to have numbers and we needed to spend some money. Now, West Ham do need to spend some money, but I have trust and faith in what's been built now, genuinely, what has been built behind the scenes in terms of what Tim Steiden's done, in terms of, and fair play, credits where it's due. I genuinely do believe that from the moment Moyes walked in the door to the moment Moyes left West Ham, that the behind the scenes things, structures are in place that weren't there before. So again, whether or not that's just on David Moyes, I'm not saying it is, but there are things behind the scenes that are more professional at West Ham. Now that's really tough for me to say because I'm not a fan of our owners. So, but it just gets that vibe. And now we knew, and we've known now for a while that David Moyes is leaving the club, that now we can focus on a new direction. We can't focus in that direction until the official announcement of Julian Lopetegui coming into West Ham is announced. But it is time to get excited because we're going to be linked to several hundreds of players over this whole summer. And that is an element of excitement because I feel like what's going to happen now is Bang are going to go the kind of historic players that we've been linked to. I think all bar a couple. I think we're going to see En-Nesyri be linked to West Ham. Whether or not he comes to us, I don't know. But I think 9 times out of 10, most of the ones that have been linked in the past, not of the Tim era, but of the ones that keep cropping up here, there, and everywhere, all that will go. All that will go. And it will be a whole host and whole new crop of players that West Ham are being linked to. We're going to hear in the coming days, potentially, players that got let go who are not going to be renewing contracts with West Ham. So that will be interesting to keep an eye on. And then we'll see where the squad actually is. But what we do know is there's going to be a bit of a focus on the youth, a bit of focus on the academy. And of course, we need to bring in talent to build this squad again. So times are exciting. The future is exciting. And let's hope that we can bounce back from a kind of box standard year and try and push for a European spot again, because that would be a great achievement, especially in the new head coach's first season at the club. We've become accustomed to this flavor of European football, and I want that back. I've heard some fans say that maybe it's the right time not to have European football, especially during a rebuild. Not for me, man. I want that now. I love that now. Like, it's been such a fun experience. So it is time to get excited, because it's the excitement of the unknown. We're going to bring you all the links of all the players. We're going to bring you all the announcements of when things officially happen, all the rumors when they happen. That is what we do on here. And that does, I do have a little bit of excitement. Why not? Why not? We haven't been in this situation before. What we've known is one thing for 4 odd years. We haven't known something new for a while. So let's see what happens. Let's see when the announcements are made. Let's see who West Ham get linked to. Let's see who we bring through the door. But let me tell you this now, it'll be a busy summer. The one thing I ask is we do business early, get it done early, bed this team, the squad into each other, get themselves familiar with each other, get them understanding the situation, what it is to play for this club, and really bed them into the fans, get them playing with each other over a whole pre-season so they're ready to rock and roll come the new start of the new season. Anyway, let's get excited. Come on, your hands.